Hi everyone, I'm Scott from Sharky's Greenhouses and Beat Your Neighbor Fertilizer, and today we're going to be looking at some of the problems that we have with peonies and how to address them. So you can see we have a peony that is coming up right now, and one of the problems that we have is that the peonies go up and it just falls right over from the weight. You know, as this stem gets bigger and taller, and then especially as we get the really big heads on for the flowers of the peony bush, this whole thing just really kind of falls on us. So that's what we want to fix. And there are different ways that you can fix it, and one is mechanically with, you know, like a cage or something. And you can certainly buy them, but you know what, we're going to create our own. So what we did is we went out in the woods and got a bunch of just red twig, and we're going to cut them and just kind of fix it into a real spherical shape and push it into the ground and get it there as a solid structure, so that as the peony is growing and pushing through, that it will stay intact and stay put. Now, we really need to do it soon because this peony has grown a lot just in the last few days. So, you know, we kind of looked at this and said, oh, you know, the peonies are coming up, we should get at that. Well, a few days later, and look how much growth it added. So we really need to address this quick. And we are going to go through and we're going to clean up all the, you know, the old canes that were from last year's growth. We'll go through, we'll clean that up, and you know, pull the weeds and get some mulch in here. But we really need to address this now while we can, while the peony is still kind of small. So these peonies actually came from my grandparents' farm up in Wilson, Michigan, and my mom and dad dug them up and transplanted them, and they're off kind of in the edge of our property. But then that property, that edge got really wooded, and this peony bush, you could just barely see, you know, where it would be coming up. So we dug it up and we transplanted it here, and we have kind of a nice little landscape area for the front of our store here. So let's go through and start clipping and getting this structure ready. So I've got some garden shears here, and these are really nice. These are from Dram. So Dram sent these to us to try out, and we really love them. I mean, they're sharp, they're really nice little spring-loaded garden shears, and they work perfectly for this. For whether we're going through and cleaning up all the old canes and just nipping them and clipping them and getting all this out of here. Like I said, we're gonna go through, we're gonna clean this up, kind of dig down. We got some lily of the valley here that we're just gonna leave that because that's kind of nice too. But going through and clipping up some of this cane, some of this here, we're gonna get that out of there. But going through, we're gonna add in the twigs, and really, like I said, we're gonna work in a kind of a circular, spherical shape, and I might have to go and get some longer, heavier twigs to really go way up here, but I'm gonna first start down here. And you can see, you know, where I've already started, I'm really kind of crisscrossing, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna tie a lot of this off and really make this structure nice and solid. So I'm gonna just cut this one, just nip it up. I'm gonna clean up later. I'm gonna get this into the ground, and you might really have to push on it. You know, you might hit a little, there's some root balls, or I don't know, there's something else in there, but you might really have to work around and kind of wiggle that and get it in. And this is gonna take a while, but I really, like I said, I really need to get started on this and get it into the ground now, because this peony is really adding growth quite quickly. All right, well, it's been a few days now, and this peony bush is really taking off, and you can see that it's really stretching, and we needed to get some longer twigs and really to hold this up here. So we've got this part here holding most of that inner circle and kind of caged off and holding the structure kind of in the middle, but we needed to go through and use some longer twigs here to hold this outside. So what we want to do is hold this peony bush from getting out of hand. So that's what we did with these longer twigs here, and went along the outside just to finish that off. So this will be perfect, and you can see that this peony bush has all kinds of heads. It's getting ready to start blooming, and those heads get very, very big, and this is going to keep on growing. So this will turn out very nice and get nice and full, but not flop over like it does every year. So I'm kind of excited that we finally have a solution for mechanically holding this peony bush together, but still it doesn't look like it, you know, a metal structure. It's just twigs, so it's holding this together. So, and it's fine if this is coming through here. This will all be kind of gone. And we're gonna go through, we started pulling the weeds, and we'll come in, get rid of all this, come back in with our cedar mulch and really tie this off and make it look presentable. It's been a few weeks since we last talked to you, and you can see this peony bush has really developed, and in fact it's kind of past its prime, and you can see the petals are starting to fall, but there's still a few more blossoms, so we've really been enjoying it, and it just absolutely has transformed this bush from in the past years by creating that structure with the arches of the sticks, and has held this together. Before, it just absolutely laid flat, and it just wasn't very presentable. We really like how it turned out, and went through and cleaned up, added some new mulch, cleaned up the weeds, and it just looks way, way better. So if you're liking our videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook, and also on YouTube. You can be sure to subscribe there, and then head on over to our beatyourneighbor.com website, where you have a lot of tips and tricks and blog articles on plant care, and of course our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. You can all check that out at beatyourneighbor.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.